stretch them even further. Get paid back to with AutoZone Rewards. You got everything to get today.
Because Mike switched to Geico and saved hundreds of dollars on car insurance, his money clip wants to shake his hand. Firmly, for a solid 3 seconds. But can't. Fact is, most money clips don't have hands to shake with. Switch to Geico, and every time you notice the extra cash, you'll know your money clip wants to give you a firm handshake. But remember, it can't. It doesn't have hands. It is, however, happy that you're saving money.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
As you know, Justin Seconds has been giving the lowest to listeners 10% off on the purchase of $20,000. You dummy. Oh. So, the store in America City, 5725 Richards Avenue, Angels Cut Wine and Spirits. They're offering you the same 10% off total as you know, and you enjoy the same great service you enjoy Dashing Pro Stickers. Call 410-461-1141. Angels Cut Wine and Spirits in America City.
This is the MobTown Sports. Here's Phil Nelson.
Welcome back, MobTown Sports Beat, 410-481-15, 70 the number, WNST.com, the website. This hour, brought to you by our friends at Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Make it your gym. It's $10 a month you can make it your gym. They're open 24 hours a day. They have 16 locations around the Baltimore, D.C. area. Every member has the opportunity to get free unlimited fitness training, both strength and cardio equipment to suit whatever your fitness needs to be. This is online at planetfitness.com. On Facebook, it's on the data on promos and deals. Again, they are the home of Judgment Free Zone. Fitness, make it your gym. Hour number 2 of MobTown Sports Beat well underway. 1 hour in the books. How can you be impressed with Mitchell? I was just telling the producer, Andrews, to be off the air during the break that he sounds like a Raider. Special teamer. Special teamer. Almost a Corey Grant. And, you know, you think back on the history of this team, they've never had an issue safety, better safety. So, should be an interesting agency for him. A guy that we would happily welcome to the Baltimore family, if you will. 410-481-1570 the number. Another guy that we might happily welcome in. Someone is going to happily welcome them to their family soon. We are headed out to the hotline right now to talk a little bit. Joining us from LSU, former LSU defensive tackle, soon to be in an NFL city near you. He is Benny Logan. Benny, appreciate your time, man. Welcome in.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
How does it feel to hear, you know, former LSU defensive tackle? You know, once a Bayou Bengal, always a Bayou Bengal, we might say. But, you know, you're an NFL guy now for all intents and purposes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am.
You get used to hearing that yet? When did you feel like, you know, that was going to be the key for you? I imagine when you step on campus at an SEC school like LSU, that you sort of expect that you're going to have a shot at the NFL. But, you know, as we talked a little bit about yesterday with someone else, and, you know, there's 100 or more guys on that football team, and every year you see guys that are, you know, going off to careers in something else. When did it become real for you that you were going to get a shot at the NFL and chasing your dreams?
Once you like my redshirt sophomore year, when I started like putting in more work and just understanding like the game of football and just really adore playing and just being able to be coached by great coaches and thing, I started seeing my dream come true. And once I started seeing my dream of building this stuff, the team just worked hard because I know it just wasn't going to be handed to me. So I just continue to work hard, putting in extra work, watching film, working out, and just get my body ready for like SEC football and for the next level. With all the hard work and dedication I put into it, I was able to see my dream just really come true before my eyes.
Benny, how much different is it getting used to, track season, man? You go from preparing for opponents, being a student athlete to, having to be a little bit more selfish right now, having to concentrate more on just yourself and your measurables, having to go out and sort of practice on your own without a team or coach necessarily driving you. How has that adjustment been for you?
It's been a very difficult adjustment. Well, not really difficult, but something I'm not used to because I'm used to working with more of a team functioning kind of thing. But now it's more focusing on myself, getting my body right, and getting myself right for the NFL, and so I'm just working alone or whatnot. So it's kind of something I'm not really used to because I always been surrounded like by team guys just, help motivate you and, make sure you're doing, pushing yourself to the limit. Now you got to have that self-motivation inside to make sure you're handling your business, like pushing yourself to the extreme and be yourself right, but at the same time make sure you're conditioning like at a good pace so that you'll be ready like when you go to the combine or go work out for teams and things like that. It's something I'm learning to get used to. I never was used to it, just working out by myself. So. Now
you were at the combine, right?
Yes, sir.
Were you there scouting, man? Were you paying attention to what the other guys were doing and trying to measure yourself against them?
Somewhat I was, but mainly I was just focusing on myself. Make sure I do something spectacular to impress some coaches that just do things that most guys couldn't do. And so I was just working hard and just focusing on myself and make sure I didn't make any mistakes and make sure, I was doing the right thing while I was there.
Now, how do you feel coming out?
I feel very good coming out of the combine. It was a great experience for me, something I never dreamed of, like, ever going to, but just to be invited to that was a very humbling and very, experience that you would always remember, You're surrounded by some of the best guys in the nation, and you're competing against them even at the combine. So you want to go out there and, showcase your talent, just show all the coaches, the general manager, what you could bring to the team and just hopefully you do something that one team will just love about you and just, fall in love with you. So that was my main goal going to the combine.
Now you got, about 4 weeks before pro day? Is there any number that you come out of the combine with saying, I know I could do better and guys should show up for my pro day to see me do what?
When the guy came to my pro day, I didn't run my 40 because of my hamstring and my broad jump and vertical jump wasn't, what I'm capable of doing because I wasn't exposed with my hamstring. But I'm going to rehab my hamstring and come pro day, my numbers will be way better than the combine. I have a good 40 time. My broad jump and vertical jump will be way better than the numbers I put up at combine also.
I hear that. Talking with Benny Logan, the LSU defensive tackle, soon to be in an NFL city near you, and kind enough to join us here today on the MobTown Sports Beat. Benny, you came out with a year of eligibility left, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that decision for us, if you would, man. What made you decide that now was the right time?
I was going into my 4th year, my 5th year at LSU because I redshirted my freshman year. So it gave me a time, to get my body ready to play, deep tackle because I came in playing defensive end, so I was, underweight. And so they moved me inside. So it gave me a time, learn the system, learn the position, get my body right for, playing on the inside of the SEC. And so going to my 5th year, I kind of had my mind made up, what I was going to do, beginning of the season. But I just want to really just set in stone, I'm going to come out. So after the last game of the season, I sat down and talked to my coaches, my spiritual advisors, my family and whatnot, just told them, what I was leaning, towards doing and how I felt about it and whatnot. And they was all supporting me. If I stayed, they were going to support me. If I leave, they were going to support me. So it was just something you just have in your mind, it's time for you to leave. And it's something I always dreamed about. So I felt like it was my time to take my talent to the NFL and just showcase my talent there and just show us about, what I'm capable of doing, what I could bring to the team.
Benny, D-tackle is one of those positions that, depending on if a team runs 3-4, 4-3, they have sort of different ideas of what it is that they're looking for. Are you hearing that teams in specific, formations feel more comfortable about you one way or the other, or do you think that you're a guy that could get comfortable in either system?
To be honest, I hear hearing a lot of different things from different teams and whatnot. To me, I can feel like I can play up and down the line no matter where you put me at, Whatever the team needs me, I'm willing to contribute and learn the position and just, helping in a way on the teams I could, contribute to. I heard teams looking at me as an athletic nose tackle. Some teams looking at me like a one technique. A few teams looking at me even to outside defensive end. So whatever team is calling me to be or how to help their team I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help the team out.
Now, how much time are you spending these days looking at, these expert sites, man, that are telling everybody where it is that they expect to hear you coming off the board? We just talked to a guy who got drafted in 2009, and everybody was calling him a fourth-round pick, and then he heard his name called in the second round. So, how much time are you spending, looking at or listening to what the experts are saying as far as when you would expect to hear your name called on draft day?
To be honest, I really don't want to keep up with that because at the end of the day, those guys don't have like the last say, if they're gonna draft you or not. It's all based on like the teams and the general manager if they like it. So like I really don't get caught up in like the websites or anything like that because if you get caught up in that, then you'll lose sight of what's your goals and what's your real intention. So I just like stay focused on what I'm doing, just continue working hard and just when I go to work, just work hard and just impress the coaches in because the guys, the experts and guys that's behind the computer, have no say so like if they're gonna draft you or whatnot because they're not part of the organization or whatnot. It's just, things that they see or kind of hear, they're trying to put their, like, mind to that. But, no, I don't buy into any of that or even read anything on the online site.
Have you thought about where you're going to spend draft day? You're going to be off trying to distract yourself somewhere or kind of sitting and watching every pick as it happens?
No, I'm going to spend draft day most likely with my family and friends. Just enjoy the moment with them because there's nobody else I would want to spend that moment with. And my family, just enjoy that moment with them and just something that we all could like celebrate and be happy about.
Now, playing in the SEC, man, you see lots of diversified styles of offense, that type of thing. That this read option craze is suddenly taking over the NFL. I'm sure you saw your fair share of that during your college days. From a defensive tackle spot, is there a difference in preparing for a read option system as opposed to sort of a straight drop back pro system, as we would call it?
Definitely. When you play in a read option team, you have to be disciplined because the offense that run the read option, they take a lot of preparation and get ready for that. So defense has to be disciplined and take care of your business and make sure you in your position on your gap because the first time you get out of the gap, as you see now in the NFL, like once a defensive lineman or linebacker get out of the gap, the offense just busts a run like 50, 60 yards or whatnot. So when you play like a read option team like San Francisco, for example, you have to be disciplined when you're playing on guys. Make sure you handle your technique right and take care of your business. Let everybody else handle theirs.
Benny, did you have a favorite team or player growing up, man?
I'm a Giants fan. I'm a New York Giants fan.
Okay.
I also like the San Francisco 49ers and I like the Ravens. I like how physical and aggressive the Ravens and the 49ers are. So when they played in the Super Bowl, I was kind of like in between, I wanted to see both of them win, but unfortunately, only one could win. So the Ravens won. I was happy for them.
Well, all three teams that you named got bully defenses, man. I don't guess that's a coincidence, right?
No, not at all.
Hey, Benny, what other sports did you play growing up, man, besides football?
Growing up, I played basketball and I did track.
How'd you decide on football, or did football kind of decide on you based on body type and that kind of stuff?
Basically, that, and I just like how football, if football taught you more than, just playing the game. It taught you how to be tough, how to compete, how to, like, when adversity hit, how to keep pushing forward. And it also taught me, like, how to be a man, step up and be a leader, just handle my business. So it was more like a life situation, to help me, grow in life and as a football player. So, like, growing up, it was something that just helped me get through my days and just, when the things were like phase out fishing things, it was like an escape. So I could escape to have fun and just enjoy my teammates.
Benny, we talked about this as sort of being track season, man, and if it was easy to get up and just go to the gym, we'd all do it, and I haven't in 20 years or more. So, is the fact that the NFL is around the corner for you enough to, to get you out of bed and drive you in the morning, or where's your motivation come from?
That's pursuing my dream and my family. My family is my motivation, just to see them happy, make them proud, just be able to help, like, take care of my family, that's my one of my jobs, and just being so close to the NFL, you don't want to be all relaxed and feel like you're a rose and like you made it already. So you got to stay humble and just stay committed and dedicated to like working hard, prepare for the NFL because you don't want to sit back. That's one thing I was taught growing up. Like as soon as you take a day off, there's the next guy working even harder, even hungrier than you. The time that you slip over will be the time you miss out, and the next person ahead of you will get the spot, the next person behind you. will get the spot and you'll miss out because you didn't take advantage of your opportunity.
He is LSU defensive tackle Benny Logan, soon to be an NFL draftee as well. Benny, I got 3 more quick things for you, and all very important. Number one, if we're trying to find out who you are as a football player and we only get to watch one game, well, what's the game that you're pointing to and say, go watch that one, and all of your questions will be answered?
Go watch the Alabama game.
What was it about that one?
First of all, in my mind, I'm competing against the best guard in the NFL draft, Chance Warmack. You know, feels like an aggressive guy, you know, that he has like a defensive lineman mentality that just want to put you in the ground every chance you get. And what better game to make you watch than competing against the best guard in the nation? Just watch that game and see how it competed, and all your questions will be answered then.
Now, this doesn't count as one of my 3, but when you sit down for these interviews, coming out of the SEC as you do, how many teams are asking you to scout SEC offensive linemen for them while you're at it?
No teams that ask me, but most teams just ask me who's the best offensive lineman, you know, I went against, and like why were they the best offensive line and what made them so good. But no team that really just asked me just to like scout them or whatnot.
You know, we'll count that as the second question because my second question was the obligatory. We always ask, how do you look in purple? But we already know how you look in purple, right?
Definitely.
So the last one for you.
I wouldn't mind wearing it.
It's a lot more purple and less gold. It's sort of switching them up just from your college to the pros. But obviously you look good and comfortable in purple. So the last one for you, man, for guys that are interested in keeping up with you until draft day and beyond. Are we finding you on social networks, man? Twitter, Facebook, any place like that?
Yeah, I have Twitter and Facebook, but I don't really get on there much. I get on there sometimes, but not like a lot. I get on there most of the time when I'm bored or just chat with friends or something like that. But I'm on Twitter and Facebook, so if you're looking for me, I want to chat with me, you're welcome to send me a tweet or a message on Facebook. You
got better things to do right now. We get that, man. Ben, we appreciate you spending some time with us today. We wish you luck moving forward, especially if it's here in purple. You know that if you wind up in Pittsburgh, man, all bets are off. Anywhere else, we're going to be real happy for you, though.
Yeah, I know, man. I got that picture already.
Hey, Benny, I appreciate it, man. Looking forward to hearing your name called on draft day for sure.
Thanks, and it was an honor to be on the broadcast.
My pleasure, man. Thanks again. There goes Benny Logan, LSU defensive tackle, joining us to talk about draft day and beyond. 410-481-1570, the number. MobTown Sports Beat returns after this. We never stop talking.